We just got to get right into this, man. Yeet Mania is here. Royal Rumble just finished. We literally finished watching it like an hour ago. I am so full of thoughts and emotions, but at the same time, I am lost for words. I don't know if that makes sense. Give me your
bullshit.
give me your feelings coming out of that shit. Give me your initial reactions coming out of that. It's a safe space. It's a safe space.
Wow.
It's a safe space. It's a safe space. It's a safe space.
Wow, bro. It's just I didn't expect what happened to happen. A lot of things I didn't expect to happen.
Do you think they got the right winner?
No.
You said it. You said it.
No.
I agree.
I already knew Charlotte Flair was gonna win, but like.
Yeah, well, we'll get to the women's later. We're starting with the men's rumble. That's what just finished. That's where my feelings are still at.
Jey Uso winning the Rumble, I don't know. It's too much.
Yeah, a bit. It feels like maybe a bit. I'm trying to be optimistic about it.
Yeet.
I'll walk you through my emotional
He's
process.
about to be WWE champion. Yeet.
So my initial reaction was the same as...
He's about to hold his belt. Yeet.
My initial reaction was the same as yours, where we were both sitting there doing this face. Cause, holy shit. Like, what the fuck? That was ridiculous. Cannot believe that Jey Uso just eliminated John Cena. Because once we got to the last three, it had to be Cena, you know? As the match was progressing, I know that we were both in the camp of wanting CM Punk. But as the match was progressing and we realized that that was not going to be an option, it had to be Cena. And I am mind blown. I just want to start by saying that I try to make this a positive show. I try not to come out here and just be negative. But I don't know if Jay's ready for this. And I say that with all due love and respect because I understand that he's worked for this. You know, I heard the promo he cut after the fact. I understand that there was a lot of hard work and time. And he's out there with his fucking kid at the end of the show. So it makes it real hard for, you know, like, I am happy for the guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those wrestling fans that's like, oh, fuck Jey Uso, you said, like, no. I'm happy that a good guy had a good moment. That's a good thing. Because not enough good guys in this world get to have good moments in life.
So,
allow me, please.
Okay.
That all being said, you know, I can acknowledge that I am happy for Jey Uso as a man and that I do think he's earned to be put on some sort of pedestal as a solo superstar. This is a big spot. Rumble winner's a big spot. If we look to last year.
Legendary spot.
You know, Cody's run from Royal Rumble 24 to Mania, WrestleMania 40, it's some of the most legendary baby facing I've ever seen. The finish the story arc, injected with the final boss, oh my god. Masterpiece. Some of the best wrestling I think that might have ever happened in WWE.
Mama Rhodes.
So now we're looking to Jey Uso to carry that load of this momentum into WrestleMania. What he has going in his favor, when he gets into his like emotional, seriously introspective, honest bag, he's one hell of a promo. I do think that he's one of the better promos in the men's division. He makes me believe in him. He makes me want him to do great things. That bag is, I don't know though. In the ring, we're going to have to see.
That's tough.
In this main event Jey Uso run, I'm yet to really see a match that has a lot of moments that, wow, you know? Wow moments. He's just a bit rudimentary in some ways. He hit something today, I wouldn't even know necessarily what to call it, where he like kind of like the Hurricane Rana type of thing.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was different. And like Jimmy's been adding some new shit to his bag, the Whisper in the Wind and different shit. Like they're starting to show some more shit that's like, okay, that's impressive. That's cool. It's different. But I guess if I could just be brutally honest, what I'm afraid of is a repeat of WrestleMania 40 for Jey Uso.
Damn.
Because, you know, I referenced 40 earlier talking about how Cody really ran with that torch from Rumble to Mania and sprinted through the finish line. Capitalized on that opportunity. Jey Uso had a similarly big opportunity. Not on that same level, but he had a big moment in last year's WrestleMania. Brother versus brother. That's some shit that is even deeper than the story in a lot of ways. You know, these guys are twin brothers. That's some shit that hits hard. And fuck, we were let down bad. And I don't think a lot of people, including myself, have fully recovered from that disappointment. I was one of the people, I think it's SummerSlam 2023. I wanted Jay to beat Roman. So, like, ooh, I've been a Jay supporter at times when the story felt organic and it felt right. But I've been let down enough to where I'm not so sure the dope entrance is enough to make it work for me, man. The entrance being arguably the most over part of your entire gimmick, and you're the Rumble winner.
I have a question about that.
So that's my emotional process that I'm going through right now.
Since you just like, it's perfect that you finished off the intro shit. I was literally gonna fucking ask you, was it a wrong read on like the writers or Triple H's or whoever's fault it was? Like, oh yeah, he has a fucking mass following with just his intro, but it's not like the Yes Movement where like Daniel Bryan can actually fucking wrestle and shit like that.
Daniel Bryan's one of the best to ever do it, dude. Like, no, yeah, fuck, oof.
This is more. It was kind of similar to that. With the
so
intro,
this is why I have to say it's not just that, because his promos are very good, and so I think it's the entrance is the most over part, because that's the thing that gets the entire crowd, the entire arena is yeeting, whether they even know what they're doing or not. They're just following along with what everyone else is doing. That is over as fuck. But the fans who really like you and I, who are invested in the characters and the stories and everything, I think, again, people like myself, I really appreciate Jay's promo ability and his ability to get me to believe in him, believe in his story, buy into things emotionally. He's just got an innate charisma with that type of stuff. It's better when he's not doing the yeet cadence and when he just actually talks like a normal person. But even at times with the yeet promos, when he digs a little deeper, sometimes he finds some interesting stuff in there. And so I say that to say, it's not a complete misread on Triple H's part. It's kind of like, I guess just we'll see. We'll have to see if he can run with it. Like I said, it's a heavy load to put on him. I personally don't know if he's ready as an in-ring performer to give us that caliber of a match in a Mania that's supposed to be one of the biggest Manias of all time. You know? I don't know if he's at that level. But this will be the time where he will either sink or swim. You know what I mean? And I feel like, in a way, that's interesting. And so I guess that's why I say I don't want to say it's the complete wrong read. It'll be a misstep for sure if the build-up to Mania goes good, but then the match under-delivers, but they continue the push after that. Then I think, yeah, you know what you've got there. And it's a really good, like Gunther said, a really good tag team wrestler, as harsh as that is. You know, if he stinks it up twice in a row, 2 Manias in a row, what else can you say? You got to protect the guy, you know? You got to put him with someone else or keep him to the big card. It is what it is. But, like, so that's why I say this will be the sink or swim moment. And it'll be really interesting. I guess we could kind of segue into this. Who do you pair him with? Because I do think Gunther did decent job of getting a pretty good match out of them at main event and in their previous matches as well. Obviously, Gunther usually ends up looking better, especially because he's always gone over. But I feel like Gunther and Jay can get a good match out of one another if they really put in the time to make it a more diverse match, and especially with Gunther just being such a great mountain to climb for your babyface. Like, I feel like that's just a natural. Gunther and Jay, I think you could sell me on. If you occupied Cody Rhodes with Jay, I think that's where I get a bit more upset. Because Cody is on this whole interesting other path that we'll get into that stuff in a bit. But let's just say for now that Cody's on a very interesting, morally gray area kind of zone that he's in right now. And I feel like pairing him up with Jay, it's not. We could do so much more with Cody if we continue down this route that we're down with him and KO and Sammy and how it ties in with everyone else in the main event scene, Seth and Punk and everyone else. Cena even could end up being the guy that, you know, has to bring Cody back down to reality, whatever it is. Like, there's a lot of interesting things you can do there. I don't think it's Jay. I don't think it's Jay. You might be able to make it work, you know, have Jay be the voice of reason and Cody further into madness and, you know, something like that. But
do you think it's crazy it had to be Cena for the one to put him over?
With Jay winning the Rumble?
Yeah. Putting another person over again.
I mean, it's just who Cena is at this point, you know, like that. He's shown himself over the last few years. That's what he wants to do. And so I think even throughout this farewell tour, we're going to get some moments like these where he's going to go ahead and count the lights. Obviously today, not that type of situation, but you get my point. Gonna do the job for someone else to give him the rub. And, you know, I guess it's fine. Like, I don't have a problem with it. The thing that bugged me was just that like I said, I wanted Cena to win, so I guess that's just on me, you know? But no, like, if you gotta go out, I do think that is the proper way to do it at the end of the day. It hurts because he's my guy, I'm a big fan, but it's what you should do as the older talent. You should be trying to help elevate the younger guys so that this whole kind of cycle can continue.
Yeah.
So I get it. And, like, I was one of the people going into it that didn't think Cena needed to win this Rumble. I felt like it was a more compelling story if he didn't win the Rumble, actually. I've been open about that. And that's what we got. I just thought it was going to be CM Punk. I want to highlight a moment where I think things hit the fan.
Oh, shit.
Because this was something, as I was collecting my thoughts, as I was just thinking about everything after the fact, there was a moment where things took a turn for the worse.
Yep. Where a bunch of people got eliminated, you're saying?
We were having an all-timer. Right up there with 2001, 92, whatever your favorite is. It was right up there with the GOATs, the GOAT Rumbles. And then CM Punk eliminates Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Which was awesome, by the way. I don't really have a problem with that.
That was cool, yeah.
But then CM Punk is just standing there looking over the rope, and it's taking kind of an awkward amount of time for anything to happen. And then finally Logan Paul remembers, oh yeah, I should be over there. And fucking stumbles his way over and flips Punk over the rope. And then we're stuck with our final three of John Cena, Logan Paul, and the eventual winner, Jey Uso. If in that moment where Logan Paul was taking too long to get to his spot, if Punk would have just been able to have turned around and flipped Logan's ass over that top rope instead of what we got, and your last three is
Jey Uso,
Cena, Punk, and Jay, that's way more exciting. I think you've got a way bigger crowd pop moment. we were literally on pins and needles during that final 3 because we were terrified.
Yeah, what if Logan Paul and Cena, bro?
If Logan Paul wins this Rumble right now, I don't know what I'm going to do for the next 4 months. Because I don't want to watch wrestling. If it means I have to watch this shit.
Wow.
He's not good, man. Obviously, I'm over-exaggerating a bit, but it would have been a tough watch, though. There would have been some segments skipped, probably. Because it's just, he's not interesting to me. And so that was honestly worrying. That like, oh, are we going to really make this the worst Rumble ever? Luckily, we got Logan's ass out of there, so we avoided that fucking catastrophe. But then we still end up, in my opinion, with not the best of those last 2 options.
Yeah.
I think that Jay, to me personally, you're having a great moment. We'll keep that in mind, and at some point down the line, we'll try you out at that level. That would have been my ideal, like, if I was in Triple H's position. What I'm telling Jay is, like, keep doing what you're doing. Stay hot. Right now, the top of the top, it's packed. There's a lot of dudes, but Cena's about to be out of the picture. Roman is barely in the picture, even when he's in the picture. We will find space to work you in due time. But we got, like, Punk, who knows with his body. He's been having injury issues for the last few years. Obviously, we pray that he stays healthy now because we all love CM Punk. But fuck, like, while you've got the gift to professional wrestling that is CM Punk, fucking utilize that. Because I'm sorry, bro, but Punk is just, like, he's so good right now. He's so good right now. And they've done a really good job of utilizing, like, that feud with Drew was amazing. Match with Seth, amazing. And it was all building to this where it's like now we give you that moment you finally fucking should have always deserved. Win a Royal Rumble, go to WrestleMania, main event WrestleMania, win a title. The year of Punk. It was all laid out so simply, bro. It should have been the year of Punk.
But it's not.
Fuck.
But it's not. It's the year of the yeet. Year of the yeet.
Sink or swim, dude. Sink or swim. That'll be the exciting part. Is like, let's see what Jay really has to offer. And I know that I've been negative here. I would love to be able to look back at this.
Bro, he's the main event.
Hear me.
Bro, he's the
escúchame.
WrestleMania in Las Vegas, brother.
Please hear me. I would love to be able to look back in this video when we're talking about WrestleMania 41 in April and say, oh my God, I can't believe how much of a fucking clown and idiot I was for ever doubting Jey Uso. He cooked and he delivered. Like, yeah, I like wrestling. I love wrestling. I want it to be great. I want these people to all succeed and be phenomenal. We come on this channel and I want to be objective about my opinions. I watch a lot of these other types of channels on YouTube. I know we're one of the smaller fishes in the ocean. So I watch some of the big dogs. And a lot of these dudes, sometimes I think they just push positivity for the sake of it because they want to be buddy-buddy with everybody. And that's cool. I don't really give a fuck about being friends with everyone. If Jey Uso were to happen to stumble across this and be offended, I would hope he'll take it as motivation to shut me the fuck up so then I could come up and say, I'm an idiot. Because, I just want wrestling to be good. I just want wrestling to be good.
Yeah.
And so if somehow in a cosmic coincidence I was able to play a role in Jey Uso, lighting a fire under that motherfucker ass, and he delivers a fucking heater after that shit storm of WrestleMania 40, I would love that. And obviously I know he'll never fucking see this video. But if just that general noise gets to him and he knows that, hey, I gotta deliver this year because the people know last year I was under the lights and I crumbled. So that I know I'm kind of just ranting. I say all that to say I don't want none of the Jay fans or nobody to be fucking mad at me, bro. I'm a wrestling fan first and foremost. I'm coming out here giving my honest to God takes and opinions. This is how I truly feel about the situation. And I would love, love, love to be proven wrong, honestly. And I'll be the first one to fucking say it. And I'll always hold myself to that standard. All I want is for wrestling to be awesome. That's all I ever want. It's great. And so I'm just curious. Like, this was just not what we were expecting. And now Jay is once again under the brightest lights. And it's like, dude, we just saw you last year, Super Bowl, Game 7, whatever. They love their sports analogies over there, They never say, like, Champions League final or something. Anyways.
Because we live in
They don't care about us, yeah. They don't care about us soccer fans. Anyways. It's the brightest lights. It's the biggest moment. Last year, you shit the bed. This year, what's up, man? Show me something, man. That's how I'm feeling. Wow. That's literally how I'm feeling. That's my overall takeaway.
Because they can do so much with him, bro. Because Roman could be, like, having some personal issues with them now.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it works, the potential of shit, I get why you want to make this work. Because, bro, if he ends up at that level, there's at least a dozen different dream matches that are all of a sudden on the table. It's just I don't necessarily felt like I wanted to see those yet because I wanted Jay needs to prove himself. But if Jay proves himself, sign me up. Sign me up for the Jay Uso main event run. Like, I would love to see an amazing match at Mania where he actually wins the belt and then holds it for a nice little chunk of time, gives him some banger matches, him against Jacob, him against Braun, him against all the dudes, all the guys, him against Roman. I'd love to see him beat Roman and retain a title, like have a moment like that. Like, that'd be awesome. Like, there's a lot of amazing shit you could do, but he's got to make it. He's got to make me want it first. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at. Yeet. Congratulations, gang. Like, for real. Like, your kids are cute and everything. Like, happy for you and your family. Like, it's not on some fucking beef shit.
Oh, fuck you, man.
It's on some yeet shit. But what you want to do, man? Fuck it. It's crazy. Crazy. Do you have any final thoughts on Jay as the winner? There's some other stuff from the Men's Rumble I want to touch on. So for now, we'll close the door on the Jay convo. Any final feelings that you want to drop on me? Any final thoughts, opinions, takes? It's a safe space. You just heard me empty the clip. I called him the Super Kick King.
Yeah, no, bro. Like you said, bro, hopefully, like, he starts dropping better promos. Like, there's a lot of storylines that we have. How many months until WrestleMania right now?
Like 3 to 4.
We have possible a lot. We can still make a lot of fucking storylines and shit like that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And, bro, let's just see what fucking Jey Uso can do, bro. He got it, bro. He got it. What can you say, bro?
Mm-hmm.
After so long, I guess, after him failing over and over again, I guess you can say.
Mm-hmm.
He got his big one. Let's see, bro.
Yeah. That entrance on Raw on Monday will be something.
It's going to be fireworks, everything,
It
bro.
will be something. That promo will be something. He's going to spend, like, 20 minutes on TV.
It better not be some
100%.
stupid shit. Fucking, I did it. Yeah.
No, that's what it's going to be.
I want it. Yeah.
You know that's what it's going to be. No, I will see. I hope he gets real about it. We'll see. But I do trust Jay on the mic. We'll see what happens in between them ropes come Mania. But we'll see. We'll see. One of the things that I guess is always interesting from the Royal Rumbles to take a look at is some of the feuds that get kind of teased. There was some interesting stuff throughout the Men's Rumble. Obviously the big one that I'm fucking excited for, we got Roman, Seth, and Punk. And really what we got was Seth fucking just destroying Roman's face.
That shit was fucking... Bro,
the double foot stomp onto the floor,
bro, Jesus.
And then the stomp onto the steel steps. Yeah.
That was some personal shit, bro.
That was some intense shit. That was some real ass shit happening right there. And then you got Punk just sitting there watching the whole thing after he was just sitting there getting into it with Roman. Kind of feels like that could be something. There could be something to that. And then you've also got Punk's favor, wise man and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think there's still a way to work that into being the main event of night 1 or night 2 of WrestleMania. Gets complicated because at some point you just need like 5 nights to get all the main events that you'd really want. But I'm sorry, like, respect to everybody else involved in WrestleMania, but if you're giving me Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, that's gotta be the main event of one of the 2 nights. I just don't know how it's not. That's 3 of the most important professional wrestlers of the modern era. I don't know what we're doing if we don't have that in the main event. So that is really exciting to see that as a potential feud. And even if it stems off, like, it could just end up being Roman versus Seth, Roman versus Punk, Punk versus Seth. You know, like, there's could be different ways you just kind of branch it off. But the fact that you just got those 3 sharks swimming in the water, circling each other, interesting. Very curious to see where that goes. Roman was involved in a lot of this stuff. And I think it was great. That was one of the highlights. So I know we've been a little mixed bag, some positive, some negative. I want to throw out some of the positives here to Triple H and the creative team. The use of Roman Reigns was really, really good.
I respect you.
Braun getting to have his moment where he spears Roman after Roman was going through and spearing everyone, kind of clearing house, and then Braun ends up being the one to get Roman. That was awesome as fuck. That was awesome as fuck. Roman having his little stare down moment with Joe Hendry and being the one to eliminate him was pretty cool. Wish that he would have lasted longer, but I guess, you know, when the big dog's on the block, you know, what are you going to do? So I did think that all was really, really cool. That was good shit. Obviously, everything we did with Fatu, that was all great. He was, I think, tied for most eliminations, so that was one of the predictions that I got somewhat right. It was him and Roman. I'm pretty sure they were both tied at 4. If anyone had more than that, then I'm wrong. But
Tama got injured or what?
I just don't think there was room. Got to get speed in there, obviously.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. What are you gonna do?
No,
That was unfortunate, but I did think that Fatu was definitely one of the stars of the Rumble. I'm just annoyed with how he went out. Like, he just killed this dude. He shouldn't have even... I said it as soon as he came out. You were right there with me. I don't think he should have been in this Rumble because it kind of undersells the mayhem that Jacob just put him through. And they kind of did that with Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman as well. Like, he's just got this magical... And I know, like, oh, he's one big son of a bitch. But, like, goddamn, he can't do nothing to kill him? Because, like, he's out injured all the time because he has, like, actual injuries. So I feel like it would make sense if you just, like, pulled him off of TV for a couple weeks.
Especially after kind of killing him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you tried to do so much to build up Jacob. And then I feel like we all just... I don't know. I guess we're continuing the feud, but I felt like that's something that we could have left behind for a bit. Put Braun on ice for 4 to 6 weeks. Let Jacob have another mini feud with someone else. Beat the shit out of them. And then Braun makes his big comeback, and it's like, oh my God, Braun Strowman's back to get his revenge. And then we have the conclusion where Jacob really beats the shit out of Braun Strowman. And, like, that's just my fantasy booking, but I don't know. I just didn't love the way that he was brought back and then just fucking got rid of Jacob's ass. I don't know. I didn't love that. Speaking of, now that we're on we'll go back to a positive real quick. This really is a mixed bag of fucking emotions after this shit,
That's
man.
hilarious, bro.
Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest is cool. It's something I would want to see. This is why it's a mixed bag, though. Yes, it's cool. I like it. I would want to see it because I think that they obviously contrast each other very well in the ring. Both very great on the mic. I think it'd be an entertaining as fuck feud. A little out of nowhere. Felt a little rushed. Drew felt like he had so much more to do in this Rumble. With Roman, we never really got that. Like, kind of in the beginning, but then it all just...
He started doing their own thing, basically.
Yeah. And then all the stuff that could have been done with Seth that he's been trying to get, like, there was so much that we've been doing with Drew lately, and he was just kind of forgotten about this Rumble. I don't know if you saw on Twitter what came out, but apparently when he went into the back after the match, when he was eliminated, there was something that he said along the lines of, like, you know, the timing was fucked up because somebody had to get their moves in, something like that. Something along those lines. Implying that somebody had fucked up the timing of whatever they were doing, some big spot, whatever, that made it to where other people had to adjust on the fly and kind of took this chance for, I guess, maybe Drew and Damian or whatever to have a face-off, something like that. Like, I feel like maybe there was more setup we were supposed to get that didn't happen, which is a little underwhelming. I still think they can recover it because, like I said, just with how good Drew and Damian are, I am genuinely excited for that feud. I just felt like Drew had so much more, like, he was in my Final Four.
I know, literally.
He was a big contender for me. And I was kind of proud about being right about Roman not being there in the Final Four, but anyways, I felt like that was a moment that was missed. Drew McIntyre has been arguably the hottest heel in the company the last 12 months. And we didn't give him anything close to the build that he deserved. Like, I still don't fully know. I think he's feuding with Damian Priest now. But I felt like Drew McIntyre was someone I was going to know what the fuck. Like, I assumed we were building towards Drew versus Roman. And we just didn't get there at all. I don't understand what we're doing with Drew McIntyre right now. And I don't want to waste him because that's what ran him off in the first place, is we were wasting him. And almost ran him off again until we fixed it. But Drew is not afraid to fuck off if he's not happy. And more power to him. He should. He's too talented to be wasted like this. So the Drew McIntyre shit was frustrating. Couple other things that I had down here. I'm just kind of running through my shit. I don't want to, like, just trample over you. I don't know if you have any.
Nah, you're good, bro.
You're fucking. How you feel about Drew McIntyre?
He's confusing because you said, fucking, I don't know what he's supposed to be doing right now. Like you said, he's supposed to be going after the bloodline. Didn't do shit to the bloodline when he could have. Don't know. And he's beefing with so much people that were in there and didn't do nothing to them. Don't know what happened. I'll see you boys at the Rumble.
You saw him.
He dodged the fade though.
Bro's ducking. He's scared.
He's slime, but he slid right to the other street. And he's like, no. He goes to the U-turn, bro. Said,
Drew's pussy?
Yeah, bro.
Drew's pussy?
I didn't see enough action from him.
Hey, Drew be on social media. Drew, if you see this, you just heard it, bro. You kind of low key. You said it. You said it.
Yeah, I was scared, bro. You got nervous. He started shaking, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
Had to kick him out the mat, bro.
That's crazy. Oh, shit. Moving on from that shit. Fucking. No NXT in the men's rumble. After, I believe I counted properly 4 NXT in the women's roster appeared in the rumble.
That's wild, yeah.
Nothing in the men's rumble. I would have expected at least, I feel like it should be tradition at this point. Your NXT champion should always be in the Royal Rumble. Because that's going to be the only time throughout the calendar year you're probably going to be able to consistently get that many eyes on your NXT champion, especially in the ring with their future coworkers. And so, like, you could do so much to just, like, give NXT a rub on a yearly basis, which they did a fucking amazing job in the Women's Rumble of doing. That's one of the best parts of the Women's Rumble this year, I think, was the NXT, mix-ups and stuff. That was great. To have the star power on the men's side of a guy like Obafemi who just won the NXT title, and it would make sense that he would want to now go out and appear, or the guy who just lost it, and you would think it would make a lot of sense for him to potentially want to jump to the main roster or at least test the waters, and we get none of it. I don't understand. You've got a guy like Ethan Page who's ready fucking made for the main roster. Should be on the main roster.
We needed a spot for Speed. We needed a spot for Logan Paul. We needed a spot for.
And, I get, those guys have way more followers than all my favorite NXT wrestlers. And I get that Triple H wants to pop these numbers. I get that. I think there was really some of the mid-card guys that got mixed in there. Like, I'm not trying to call people out. I don't want to do all that. But if we really went through these 30 names, I could pick out a few of like, hey, you're great for when we need you in different storylines and different stuff on the main roster. But we have like a guy we want to make a future star in NXT. Let's give him a chance to try and mix it up with the guys in the main roster. See what happens. See what type of reactions we can get. None of that. Disappointed. Because I just don't know why we wouldn't. When you have all the talent there and you did such a great job of it in the Women's Rumble, I don't know why we would just say fuck it. But anyways. The only other thing that I had down here as from my notes in the Men's Rumble, almost no TNA appearances.
Barely any TNA, bro. What the fuck you talking about, bro?
It was only Joe Hendry. Which, I get that was like, he had to be there. Because of how huge he had been over the last year. He had already been on NXT. We just signed this deal, WWE and TNA, like, it just made too much sense for the TNA champion. Obviously, he's got to be there. But then you've got so many great names in the TNA men's division. Some with a lot of history in WWE. I think a lot of people wanted to see a Nick Nemeth show up, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler. And I think a lot of people wanted to see Jeff Hardy.
Bro, what happened to Mick Foley?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Bro, what the
Mick
fuck?
Foley teased it on YouTube recently. Nothing. That's Rumble season for you, dude. They love to fuck with us.
I'm gonna leave him a comment today.
Be like, bro, what the fuck?
You fucking stupid dog. Shut the fuck up. You're old. Shut up. I was doing fucking top of the cage bumps. Fucking took some brain cells out, bro.
Jeez, bro, respect Mick Foley. Come on, man.
Bro said he was.
They just like to troll us. Bro. He didn't say it directly. He hinted at it pretty heavily, but I feel like to take it back to the TNA shit. That is funny though. To take it back to the TNA shit. I just felt like it's because we just signed that big deal. And I keep saying we. Like, WWE and TNA just signed that big deal where they're supposedly... I know, I keep saying... I don't know why I'm saying we.
Bro, it's Triple H, bro.
I wish. Fuck, I have a lot more money if I... Shit. That fucking deal just got signed between WWE and TNA. I assumed we would see some TNA talent just to give them a bit of a rub and to put a bit more spotlight on the fact that this deal...
TNA shit, yeah.
And like I said, you've got so many great nostalgia pops right there at your fingertips. If you want to just push the button and say, yes, let's do it, it would have been there. I guess I didn't even write this down as a note, but it just hit me. This was the last thing that disappointed me. It was a bit of a night of some disappointments. I even said this to you as it was happening, but I want to share it with the lovely people out there. When Akira Tozawa got fucking attacked by, I think it was, Carmelo Hayes?
Oh, he never got eliminated, huh?
Well, hold on, because he got replaced. He got officially replaced. So, yeah, in kayfabe, he was never an entrant anymore.
Yeah, okay.
It's not one of those situations. So, Tozawa is in the back, all fucked up, all down on the ground, wearing Gorilla in the show. And Triple H is looking around like, fuck, we need to swap him out with somebody. My body was so ready to explode off of the couch. Because I thought off camera, we were going to hear Triple H, I'm always ready. And it was going to pan over to always ready Matt Cardona. And we were going to get to hear that fucking music and he was going to walk out. Oh my God. I was so ready. It was the perfect setup and then it's fucking Speed. I'm like, yeah, that's funny. That's whatever. It's cool. He took a bump. Couple of them, so I respect him for that. That gnarly spear. Yeah, fucking brutal announce table bump. So, hey, kudos to you. At least you really like gave it a solid effort. And Speed, me and him are on the same vibe, you know. Viva Ronaldo. All that type of stuff.
That fool really hit the swing.
So like yeah, no, like I fuck with bro, for real. Like that's my dog. If I met him, I would love to hit the Sue with him, for real. But man, it just did. I can't help but say that I was a bit let down, cause it seemed like such a great. Oh, we need somebody who's ready. I'm always ready. Like bro, it was right there. I thought that's what they were doing. I was like, oh shit. It's gonna be Matt Cardona and Royal Rumble. I'm just an internet wrestling nerd, Mark.
Speed.
I should be like the cool kids and watch Twitch.
You got an elimination though.
Yeah, I don't know if it worked out for him in the long run though. Ah man, well, that was our thoughts on the. I mean, I guess I'll give you the floor. Closing thoughts on the men's Royal Rumble.
Shit, man. Started off really good
Really, really good.
and just took a weird turn.
Took a weird turn.
Interesting, not expected, weird turn. That's the thing. I can't say I hate it because I still gotta see it. But I also won't lie, and I said that I was the happiest. I also wasn't the happiest.
What is your hype level going into WrestleMania right now on February 1st at 11:02 p.m.?
7 right now.
Okay.
Still so much build up to see. So much unknown, bruh.
Yeah, obviously. Fuck, man. Men's Royal Rumble. Is it the best Royal Rumble ever?
No.
And should it have been?
Yeah.
And that's
For our generation, at least.
That's Triple H. Well, see, I'm one of those nerds who like actually tries to go back and watch all the classic ones and stuff too. I get why people say 01. I get it. Because it's like literally Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer. It's like non-stop legends the whole match. And you got the right winner, Stone Cold Steve Austin, at the peak of Stone Cold everything. You know what I mean? This was in that path. It was going down that path where it's like Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer. But we never got that moment at the end where it's Stone Cold! Stone Cold!
Ladies could have been dead for 30, bro, but fucking, yeah.
Never got that moment. What you gonna do, man?
Stomp him down. Double stomp. Like how sad it's a Roman.
That's probably the best thing that happened. That was awesome. I cannot wait to see what happens there.
That shit was hilarious, bro.
That's fascinating. We will see. We will see. Let's get into this women's rumble. Because I'm somewhat underwhelmed. I'm a little underwhelmed. And let me break it down. No DX. This rumble did not have a lot of build-up. I felt like we speed ran it on either the last episode or 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, where all the women that are like the big main eventers, big players,
Came out and announced
one
that
by
shit,
one, and then they
yeah.
all just in the ring mad at each other. And it was literally just all in that one quick segment, all the hype for the Women's Royal Rumble done at once. And I saw some some dialogue online talking about how this is fucking over the women's division, you know, where's the hype for the Rumble, all this stuff. And I was hinging my hope on the idea of returns. Surprises.
Oh, you got one.
We got one. Alexa Bliss.
Oh, you got two then.
That was cool. What's the other surprise I'm missing?
You can look, but you can't touch.
Oh God, I've already blocked that out of my fucking memory. Yeah. Jesus Christ, yeah. Whew. So that ended up being why, because we didn't get all the big name returns and surprises that I was hoping for. we just end up kind of, mid Rumble overall. At least that's that's how I'm feeling. The event just ended a little while ago. That's how I'm feeling.
Crazy, but really.
How are you feeling about Charlotte Flair being the winner of the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble?
Everybody knew it, but like, why though? Still, just why? Is she just gonna win the title or lose and just like once again fucking just disappear again or whatever, and just once again get put in a position where like maybe next year she wins the Elimination Chamber or some shit like that?
No, it was definitely.
There's so much times they can do this with her, bro, and people are gonna start getting tired with that shit, bro.
I do feel like we're already there. A lot of people are already tired of it. They already feel like we just kind of force it down people's throats and everything. It's a little frustrating. I think one of the things that bums me out is similar to the men's match. This is one that towards the beginning, I felt like had a lot of momentum and was building really well. I was happy with a lot of the players that were kind of involved throughout the early and middle parts of the match. And I think we climaxed at the Alexa Bliss return. That was like maximum hype for this women's rumble. That was where I felt like the next 9, 10, however many entrants are left could be like, this could be an all-time women's Royal Rumble. This could be an all-time Rumble, period. And unfortunately, I have the list pulled up here. The final, once we get past Alexa Bliss, the final entrance there, it's rough. We immediately lose some steam with Zelina and Candice. And it's not to disrespect people, but it's just, we were waiting on Jade, Becky, Asuka, potentially AJ Lee. We're waiting on heavy hitters. And then you start throwing some of the mid-card at us. Okay, cool. You throw Stephanie Vaquer at me. Okay, great. She's really NXT. Great. All that. Great. You throw Trish Stratus at me. Whatever. Cool. It's a alleged appearance. I get it. Then you throw Raquel at me, and I'm like, ooh, I'm really starting to lose hope. It's only so many people left. And so either everyone left is like a Hall of Famer, or, and Charlotte Flair is a Hall of Famer, and that's who was next. But then we get Julia, which again, NXT, great. We'll see where she's at in the future. But I just felt like that's pretty late to still be throwing NXT superstars into the mix.
And especially that late to the Rumble.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, we really are, wow, we're putting her in a big spot here. Nia Jax, who just came in and cleared the fucking ring, which felt cheap in some ways, because, like, a lot of the big names of the Rumble all got eliminated all at once by Nia Jax, which doesn't progress any storylines or any feuds or anything, because they can't all beef it with Nia. And so, like, I just feel like a lot of the high-profile names in the Rumble, they all got ended by Nia all at once, which just, I don't know, felt a little cheap. And then number 30 is fucking Nikki Bella, which I just never saw that coming. Never saw that coming. So, I mean, dude, wow. Fucking wow. I just felt like the beginning, the startup, I love the use of Jordan Grace. Chelsea Green heel shenanigans going on throughout. I think Io and Liv is a first two. And then Roxanne coming out at number 3. And then all 3 of them making super impressive late runs into the Rumble. All of that was awesome. We got to see some furthering of the feud with Chelsea Green and B-Fab and Michin that is never ending. We got to see PFC interact with people for a bit, which we don't get to see often, which is something, I guess. Lash Legend mixing it up with some of the top stars and like really looking like she belongs. Like, I feel like Lash Legend is genuinely a future star for sure. Like, that is the point in the Rumble where I want to see the NXT superstars, because it's still early. They get to have all these great interactions with the main eventers, with the main roster of people. And then they get to go out in their own pace, and it's all good. Like, if Lash Legend would have came out at 28, it wouldn't have hit the same. But the way that they used her at 9, a lot better. So I say all that to say that really that the first kind of 2/3 of this Rumble, I was really happy with the way it was developing and going on, and I felt like we were building towards something big. And unfortunately, that climax came and went, and I didn't even know that was the top of the mountain.
Yep.
Because it just kind of lost steam
Alexa
from
Bliss
there.
was peak.
That was the peak. And then she got eliminated kind of early on, which was a little wild. Let me double... Who the hell did she even get eliminated? By Liv.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that's a natural feud, whatever. Similar aesthetic and everything. That's fine. Cool with it. The two weird goth kids gonna fight each other, that's cool, I guess. But
boy, tell the principal they're fighting again. That's...
It just feels a little underwhelming because I wanted her to last a little longer, make it feel like her return was a bit more impactful. But, I mean, we'll see. But yeah, then I'm scrolling through the eliminations, and then you just get this run where Nia Jax eliminates. Let me see how many. I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people. And I think it was essentially all at once from what I remember. They were all just in a big pile, and she just kind of flipped the pile. And it's like huge names in this list, like Bianca, Stephanie Vaquer, Io Sky, Naomi, Liv. Like, these are all very big players in this Rumble. And they're all just gone like that. No real build going forward. Still no mention of Jade Cargill or anything that happened to her. Still no return of Becky Lynch that's been rumored and teased for God knows how fucking long. Still no return of Asuka, which obviously, look, I've seen some stuff on Twitter that apparently there might have been like some weird fan interaction shit or something going on. I saw her put out a tweet basically that said like, please don't try to have romantic feelings for me or something.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then saying that like WWE is protecting me, like thank you or whatever. So like if there's some weird fan stalker creepy shit going on, whatever, like obviously, if she couldn't be here, whatever, like I get that there could be real life shit going on there. I was just under the assumption that like there was pretty high chance that Asuka would be returning. And so that sucked that didn't happen. So just a lot of stuff that I wanted to see didn't end up happening. And so that was kind of that was the overarching theme of this. Now the one thing, not the one thing, but one of the main things that I want to say, just to flip it over to the positive side of things, we created a star in Roxanne Perez today, in my opinion. So I know on the panel here for El's show, I'm the one who's normally a little bit more tapped in with the NXT shit and everything like that. So for someone who hasn't seen as much Roxanne, how did you feel about seeing her today, mixing it up with the main roster players?
She's solid. She showed that she could keep up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that her fucking last 2 run, she didn't do no bullshit, bro. She was cooking, bro, the whole time.
It felt like she fit in.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the best thing you could say is that it felt like she fit in. That's probably one of my top things about the match overall is not just her, but specifically the first 3 entrants, Io, Liv, and Roxanne. Those are 3 people that I'm a big fan of. I think that for different reasons, I've wanted to see this be a big year for them. So, like, Io coming out of Damage Control has been just in this kind of, like, middle ground of being, like, the really good match wrestler, which is, like, a good and bad place to be because that means that she gets to put on a show very often on TV, is giving us these banger matches, but not a lot of substance behind them, not a lot of stories. And I wanted this to be the year where hopefully the two can come together and we can really propel Io into the proper stardom that I think that she's deserving of. Liv is the example of someone who just did that last year, propelled herself into the stardom by being a part of one of the most insane, crazy, funny, amazing, just ridiculous storylines of the last year. But I was worried after she dropped the belt pretty emphatically to Rhea on the first night of Raw on Netflix that she was going to end up in kind of limbo creatively. And so I was happy to see her still getting used in a very prominent way. And Roxanne, I think, has just been so ready to come up from NXT. She is just fucking great on the mic, great in the ring. She's got, like, she ticks every box. She's a top-level prospect. if you're looking at it from that like kind of perspective. You know what I mean? The same way, like I remember feeling this way when I would look at a guy like Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes in NXT. That was around the time when I first started watching the shows here and there, trying to keep up a bit. And I would just see these dudes and I'm like, yeah, like they got every attribute you would want a star in pro wrestling to have. I feel like Roxanne Perez is that example right now for me, one of the big standouts in NXT. And so to see the three of them all getting featured so prominently in the Rumble, I was just very happy to see that. I feel like they're all very deserving, all for different reasons, but all very deserving. And I hope that this year we kind of get to see that momentum continue. So that was just one of the main things that I took away as being like one of the positives of the Rumble. Loved the use of Jordynne Grace. Felt like she fit in as another star. How did you feel about that? Seeing her debut in officially as a WWE wrestler.
Bro. She did a fucking good ass job in the fucking ring, bro. She was fucking not in this way, but she was fucking hot as hell. Like she came in fucking straight.
No, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Just fucking smashing all of them and shit like that. Fucking flipping them, throwing them around and shit like that, bro.
Yeah.
She was explosive. She was very explosive, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's, bro, she's one hell of an athlete, man. Like, bro, getting up Piper is not, I mean, that's no mean feat, bro. That's typical, man. She's fucking huge, bro.
Listen, brother.
And so, shit, no, yeah, I feel like that was a great debut for her. Obviously, we've seen her appear in stuff before in WWE, but this is her debut as a member of the roster, so that was cool. I mean, yeah, I guess overall I would say that just a bit underwhelming, unfortunately. Like, I wanted this to be up there as one of the best Rumbles ever, period. Because I was expecting to see multiple top level talent returning, making their big appearance. And I know that that's something that we, you know, every year we fall into this trap, but it just felt like the circumstances were all aligned so perfectly. You know, we didn't even really touch on AJ Lee, but obviously that's always just more of a rumor type of thing. But like, again, it's one of those things where, yeah, we've always talked about it. It's always a rumor. It's always whatever. Like, people like to throw it around. But the motherfucker's actually in the company now. And, like, doing really good. Everything we've heard is that everyone's super happy. And so if there was ever a year where I could have convinced, which I did, I kind of convinced myself this could be the year.
And she comes back.
And, dude, fuck. Like, that's it. Yeah.
That's what you said, bro.
Fuck. I'll ask you the same thing I did at the end of our Ben's Rumble review reaction. What's the hype level going into WrestleMania, coming out of this Women's Royal Rumble, with Charlotte Flair back at the top of the women's division, with all of these new players introduced into the women's division?
It's interesting to see where she goes, because I know a lot of people are saying Tiffy time.
I just think because we've seen, I think it was at WrestleMania 39,
Yeah,
Charlotte versus Rhea,
Mm-hmm.
fairly recently, it just makes sense that we go in a new direction. You know what I'm saying?
They had a rematch too, no?
But do you not feel me that
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany versus Charlotte feels a little bit more fresh, new, exciting?
Yeah.
So I think that's the main reason that people are pushing that. Would you be excited for that?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Tiffany performs with that.
If she could hold her own. I think I'm more excited. I don't know. I'll ask you if you agree with me here. That I'm almost more excited about some of the other people that were introduced. Like, I'm excited to see what a Jordynne Grace is going to do in the next few months.
Okay.
If Roxanne Perez is coming up to the main roster, or what that whole thing is. Because that felt like a whole lot of time for... There's no way she in the last fucking two of the Rumble and then she's just back to NXT, right? So I'm assuming we got a couple new players introduced to the game. Lash Legend, I'm thinking isn't going to be in NXT for much longer. So I think I'm more excited to see what some of those names are going to be doing than necessarily... Yes, like, of course, it'll be interesting to see what Charlotte and what I'm assuming Charlotte and Tiffany have going. But I think I'm a little more excited. And then, obviously, I mean, the big return that we kind of just glossed over, but Alexa Bliss.
Yep.
That'll be really fascinating to see it. It looks like it might be her and Liv kind of having a few, which I think would be good because that keeps both of them in a prominent position. You know, like they'll be able to work off of each other well. You know I made the fucking joke about the goth kids earlier, but I can't help that. But it will be a good feud. It will be a good feud. Overall, I think I'm a little less frustrated with this Rumble than I was the men's because, like, I wanted others to win the match other than Jay. Charlotte felt like a really expected possible winner to me, and so it's not like I get it. I get why we did it. Would have been way cooler if we would have just said, fuck it, let's give it to Roxanne. Just because at some point, why not experiment with it and see what we can do with an NXT call-up, and if we could just instantly, you know, blow someone up. Would have been different. Just something different. But overall...
It was written in the stars for Charlotte for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why it's written in the stars for her, but I guess.
Look, her last name. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Why is she done, though?
Huh?
Why is she done, though?
Won a bunch of titles. Because she's Charlotte Flair.
Trash. But alright.
Look, man, I don't make the rules. It's not up to me that the two winners of the Royal Rumbles both have family members that are extremely prominent legends in the business. I didn't say that.
You just did, though.
I didn't call this the Nepo Rumble. You called it the Nepo Rumble.
Yikes. Yikes.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, man.
The Nepo Rumble. Wow.
That's funny. I want to talk about the other matches that were on the Royal Rumble. I know we've spent our time talking about the Rumbles themselves, but we had a fucking crazy ladder match and a really, really good tag team match. I'm going to put the ball in your hands. Where do you want to go first?
I can start with the least to best, so the tag team match.
So I guess that kind of previews how you felt about it overall.
I mean, yeah.
Give me your thoughts on the match.
It was a good match. It was exciting and shit like that, but it was just like a confusing like everything, yeah. Where I don't know what's going on with the Street Profits and shit like that.
Okay, I guess that's understandable. I also wasn't in love with the finish. I will appreciate it if they actually go all the way with the Street Profits as heels this time, if that's what this means. Because they've teased it a lot recently over the last couple years and never really gone all the way. So if they actually give us heel Street Profits, then cool.
Yeah.
Then I think it'll make me appreciate the finish a bit more in hindsight. But for now, it is just a little confusing because it's like, well, are they actually turning heel now? Or are they just upset because they keep losing? I don't really know. But I feel you on that. The finish wasn't great. The match overall, I thought was really good. You know, I'm really, really good. You put the Motor City Machine Guns in there with DIY. You're going to get some great tag team wrestling. Both teams actually tag team wrestle, which is something I really appreciate when I'm watching tag matches, is teams that actually know how to really vary up their offense, do those combo moves, and work off of one another. They're two of the best in the business, and especially two of the best in WWE. And so I do feel like it was just a really entertaining in-ring action match. It sucks that the crowd was just like non-existent for it. It did take away, I'm not going to lie, even for someone like myself, I was enjoying the match, but it was hard to like fully get invested into it because the crowd was just not there, man. It was a pretty dead environment, which I guess, we didn't really touch on this during the Rumbles itself, but
it was the same
they were kind of shit for the whole night, dude. Like, there was a couple big moments that they popped for.
But then fucking moments where it's like, bro, like, where the fuck y'all at?
But it's like everyone's going to pop for Jey Uso's entrance. You don't get points for that. Everyone's going to pop for Alexa Bliss's return. You don't get points for that.
Fairs.
And all the other shit, you're just fucking sitting there.
Like,
Dead-ass crowd, bro. And you know what sucks? I forget what it is, but there's another big event. Is SummerSlam or some other shit that's going to Indianapolis soon? They have another big event coming
That's
up in like the next
bullshit.
year. Maybe a Mania or some shit.
That's fucking bullshit.
I
bro.
forget, but they have something big coming up soon again, and they just don't deserve it. They fucking suck. They suck. That was trash. Anyways. Fucking... That really took away from that tag team match, though. I think if the crowd would have been more invested, it would have felt like a much more hyped up match. I agree. The finish, weird. Finish was weird. I appreciate stuff like Ciampa crawling under the ring to go over and fuck with Motor City Machine Guns and shit like that. Like, there's different moments in this match. I thought the offense from the Motor City Machine Guns was especially just like so fast paced. Like, I haven't seen as much of their stuff. Like, I'm trying to go back and see some of their TNA shit, but it just wasn't at a time when I was watching that much wrestling, when they were really doing their thing. So I'm still becoming more and more familiar with their game, and they're fucking awesome. I love watching them wrestle for sure. I wish that they got a little bit more time to talk, because I feel, you know, I want to get to know them a bit more as characters and like why they're so like mad all the time and trying to shoot guns off and whatnot. Like, they're just all so punk rock and shit. And it's like, well, what's going on here?
Fuck the system,
you know?
bro.
I guess, but why?
Fuck the system, bro.
Did the system fuck you?
Fuck the system, bro.
I want to know about it.
Fuck the system, bro.
I guess so. But no, I fuck with the Motor City Machine Guns. I fuck with DIY. I thought this was a really good match overall. Finish was weird. The finish was weird. Because I didn't know why they would be helping out one side by hurting the... Like, it just felt like they would have their own separate beefs with the different teams. And so why even get involved? Like, just challenge whoever wins. Like, I don't... It was weird. It was weird. But, you know, I guess they... You know, they're trying to hype up the whole fact that DIY were the team that injured Dawkins or whatever, and they're in there to get their revenge. But then it's like, well, then why wouldn't you want them to lose their belts then? But then they want to be the ones to take it from them. I don't... It was confusing. A little confusing, but, you know. That's tag team wrestling in the WWE for you. The storytelling's going to be a bit hit and miss. Is what it is. Hopefully they go all in. I guess that's my biggest takeaway. Is go all in on the Street Profits heel turn. That's the big takeaway.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because I want to see what they can do as heels. I think you can't run around with the red cup forever.
Okay.
You know? You gotta... I think that it could be something cool if they do. I mean... We've seen a little bit of what in AEW, what the Hurt Business is able to do over there. I think that's kind of what Bobby and MVP wanted to do in WWE, and we're never really given the full
chance and shit.
Freedom to do that type of shit. And I would like to see the Street Profits do some version of whatever that looks like for them. That's all. I just think it'd be cool. Yeah, good match.
Decent match.
Decent match.
Exactly. You said it was. You said you felt better about it. So how do you feel now about it?
Just still that it was a good match. I just like the finish was a bit of a letdown, but that it was a really good match. Sucks that the crowd wasn't there.
100%. That's the whole show though.
Sucks that it probably means that the tag team division will not be ending up on PLEs in the future anymore. For a while, at least.
That's wild.
Because this was the first time the tag team belts had been defended on a PLE since WrestleMania last year. I don't know if you knew that.
That's wild.
But it had been since WrestleMania 40 that the tag team belts appeared on a PLE.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah. And didn't get the biggest reception, so we'll see. We'll see going forward. Unfortunate. I think when I look back at this pay-per-view, PLE, whatever, the match of the night might have been the ladder match. Potentially. Because the Rumbles both ended up being a little underwhelming. Tag match, not the craziest. That ladder match was fucking legit, man.
Cody Rhodes delivered from what I thought he was going to do.
He got into that deep, dark place that we did not know if he was willing to go. Dropped KO on all types of metal. I mean, got himself dropped onto the ladder quite a few times. And goddamn, at the end of the match, after everything was over, him going back to stand over Kevin Owens and celebrate, and as Kevin Owens is bleeding out after getting fucking the Alabama slam through the fucking ladder, where it looks like the ladder's eating Kevin Owens' head. We can't even see his face at first. And then Cody comes back to stun on that fool while his best friend is down there holding him up like, yo, please don't be dead. That was fucking...
Just like I did to you, bitch.
Shut the fuck.
You should take that title off and go for it.
You can. That's the thing. We got a ladder right there. That's for another day.
You see
That stole the show for me. That stole the show for... Shut the fuck up. That stole the show for me. That shit was genuinely insane. The shit that Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes just put themselves through, the physicality, like... I had just gone back recently and watched some Kevin Steen Ring of Honor matches, some Ladder Wars matches. And so I know that when you put this motherfucker around a ladder, he gets a little crazy in the head.
Bro, set up so many ways to like just have a ladder, just like chill like that, bro.
Yeah. No, it was so creative. The little tiny one.
That shit
like,
was
bro,
stupid,
what the
bro.
fuck?
That shit was hilarious.
I can't ever remember seeing that
Never
in a
seen that ever,
WWE match before. That was fucking awesome. That was so cool. And it looked like it really hurt because you could swing that thing a lot faster because it's lighter. Yeah, you could really swing that thing. They were, bro, just so good. I mean, Cody really, when he knows when it's time to put his body on the line, he just does it, bro. I mean, we know the family tree he comes from. We know what that style of wrestling was like, particularly in the South in the 80s. Like, these dudes really hurt each other. They were really trying to make it look like they were pissed at each other. And Cody comes from that school of, like, physical, aggressive wrestling. And in a match like this, it just all the philosophies and the way that KO and Cody just approach the business, it all meshed together so well, where they both decided, let's just actually beat the fucking shit out of each other. Because that's what makes the most sense for us to do right now. And that's what they did. And it was amazing. I have the utmost respect for both of those competitors out there fucking putting their lives on the line, dude. That was one of the better ladder matches I think I've seen in quite a while in wrestling, man.
Heavy ass fucking bumps, bro.
Some ridiculous shit, dude. Some ridiculous shit. That's gonna be one of the early contenders for match of the year for me.
I feel that.
You know, it's gonna at least have to be in the honorable mentions or something. Like the fuck KO getting slammed onto the ladder when it was like propped up on its side and his back into that, dude. The amount of times, the only thing I can compare it to that made me feel any type of similar was Hell in a Cell, Drew and Punk, where I'm watching the match, but I'm like almost getting uncomfortable watching the match because these guys are actually just beating the fucking shit out of each other in the most creative and ridiculous ways. And this was another one of those where it's like actually sometimes hard to watch, but you can't look away because it's like, what are they going to do next, these sick fucks? It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Just delivered on all expectations for me personally. So overall, I feel like we have similar thoughts on the match. What I'm really curious to ask you about here is where the fuck does Cody go from here? Because that end shot to me said a lot. Standing over his bloodied opponent, showing no fucking remorse, actually celebrating.
That was some heel shit, bro.
That was some heel shit, man. And he's kind of dipped his toe in that a bit. But after that promo with Punk on the most recent episode of Raw, and then what we just saw here, I think Cody's losing it, bro.
Tough.
What do you think is next for the American Nightmare, man?
We'll see, bro, because he was literally walking away, but he's like, you know what? Walked back, fucking.
He said, fuck it, let me stun on you real quick. Yeah.
Probably has the greatest pick of all time, bro.
Shit's crazy. So what's next?
We'll see. Cody's. Ooh. I feel like Sammy's.
That's why I'm asking. It's tough.
I feel like Sammy's probably gonna start going out there and probably.
Sammy's got to be involved, right?
Yeah, bro. At this point.
It's tough though, because I feel like Sammy's got to understand where he's coming from. It's like, bro, this dude, he kind of deserved it to some extent.
But
like, that's what Michael Cole was saying.
But he'll be like, why did you have to take it to that extent, though?
That's what I'm going to be curious to... Because, see, that's what Michael Cole was still trying to sell it on the commentary. And I normally look at it as being, like, the voice of, like, okay, this is how they want me to receive it. Like, this is how creative wants me to interpret it. Michael Cole is saying, like, oh, Cody Rhodes was justified. Like, he was pushed to that. Like, that's how I feel like Michael Cole was describing it at the end of the match. So I'm curious to see if everyone's going to go with that. Like, was Cody justified? Did he have to go that far? Because look at what this psychopath was doing to fucking Randy, to Cody. He tried to do it to Ray. He tried to do it to goddamn Shawn Michaels. Like, the dude is a loose cannon. Was Cody justified in his actions? Or did the man finally lose it, and was KO the guy that just kept pushing and pushing and pushing to where Cody lost his moral compass? That's a fascinating story, and I don't know which direction it's going to go. And I think Sami Zayn will end up being the guy that lets us know what direction we're going. Because if Sami comes out and says, yeah, you had to do what you had to do, I feel you, it's all good, I feel like Cody's going to just stay in the babyface lane. But if Sami comes out and says, hey, bro, what the fuck was that? I feel like at some point, other babyfaces might start kind of joining up with them, and then eventually Cody might be on the outside looking in like, yo, all my homies think I'm a dick. What if I'm a dick?
Then he's a dick.
And I think I kind of like that better.
Dick.
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm not a dick. I'm not Cody Rhodes. Just the E in our show.
Dick.
That's it.
A dick.
Fucking... Fuck you. I just think that that's the more interesting option on the table. I feel like Cody staying just in the typical babyface lane. Like, I get it, obviously, you know, top guy. Top guy's gonna do top guy stuff. Exactly. But it would be really fascinating to see, like, the real, like, I feel like in that promo segment especially, we saw, like, the weight of the belt on Cody. And then in this match, we saw him kind of releasing some of that. And I guess now it's just up to creative to see, do they want to push him more down that crazy route of, like, the weight is too much, I can't handle it? Or was this the release of that energy? Was this him getting rid of that toxic shit by destroying Kevin Owens? And now he can go on and continue to be the good guy that everybody loves. I can't wait for Raw. And can I tell you what? That's usually a good sign for a PLE. Is if I'm excited to see what's gonna happen on Raw, then they must have done somewhat of a good job. I'm gonna keep watching. You know, I'm gonna keep watching. So overall, strong PLE. Like I said, we talked about it earlier. I give it about a 7 out of 10 right now.
I give it a 7.5.
Valid. Hey, man. It's Rumble.
And that was the road to WrestleMania, bro.
We're here. We're officially on the road. Where this road leads, only Triple H knows. But we'll find out soon. Damn, man. I'm excited. I guess that's the one thing I could say is I'm excited because it was something surprising on the men's side of things. And we'll see where we go from here.
Brilliant Cody match. 10 out of 10.
But
5 star.
Damn, 5 stars. Wow. I will also put it up there with one of the best Cody matches, especially in his WWE run. There's certain stuff in AEW I haven't seen.
Especially for a WWE match, the caliber they fucking went out and put there. That shit. Yeah.
It's one of the best, like I said, one of the best WWE ladder matches I've seen in quite a while. Long time.
Probably in history, bro, honestly.
It's up there. I'd have to go back and look through stuff, but it's up there.
Of course, there's the Jeff Hardy versus fucking Christian and Edge, but fuck out here.
There's a lot of stuff, though. There's a lot of stuff. I'd have to look through it. But, it can... it can have a safe argument. It can have a strong argument for sure. For sure. Strong show. Strong match. Not what I was expecting, but
100%. Yeah.
we'll see where we go from here. Shout out to Hunter.
Shout out to Nikki Bella, bro.